Hello friends, and welcome back to the Tavern of Tomes. My name is RK Fox, I am your tavern keeper, and I'm joined today by my fellow storytellers Kent Aldrich, Christian Majewski, the one and only Rachel, and Alex Oak. And together, we're going to weave a world of myth and legend. The walls of my tavern are lined with leather-bound books, filled with blank pages. Once a week here at the tavern, we open a tome at dusk, and fill its pages with stories. The world outside is dark and scary. It has its beauties, but they're hard to see at night. So for the time being, let's leave this world and go adventure, shall we? Now, last we left off, our party dealt with the immediate aftermath of the attack of Los Colores Vivos. Strella insisting on entering the palace but being rejected at the doors, Lucien doing crowd control, Dessous going catatonic as he saw the parallels between this moment and the death of his parents, and the Veil and Lorenzo trying to help Strella and Lucien respectively. As a crowd began to gather and a perimeter around the palace was formed, the party walked off into the city, splitting into a few groups. Lucien and Lorenzo went off towards the docks, while Strella, Veil, and Dessous traveled back to the Gilded Galleon. While on their way back, Veil spotted something which he thought to be a symbol of the Way of the Vashem Klinga. In reality, it was the holy symbol of Aedos. Intrigued and conflicted, Veil stepped into the Sunspire Chapel of Alano. Meanwhile, Lucien led Lorenzo towards an old pub they used to frequent with the intention of either, quote, beating someone up or getting beat up. They instigated a pub brawl and were handily defeated as they took on an opponent who hadn't had quite as much to drink. They then wandered off to the docks to crash after one more bottle, of course. Back at the Sunspire Chapel, Veil met Father Jean-Luc, who welcomed him in and invited him into the chapel. After a moment of sitting in the back pew, shedding silent and smoky tears and seeing visions of fire, he stood up silently and left to look for, quote, a problem. Without much trouble, he located a psychic kingpin he thought he might be able to take on, but was only able to get a few hits off on some lackeys before being hurled out of the tavern he had entered and into Scion's Bay. He then walked back to the Sunspire Chapel and waited in an alleyway nearby till dawn. We then turned our attention to the Gilded Galleon, where Strella and Dessous had been waiting for the party to return. When evening came and no one had come back, Strella went over to Dessous' room to find him sitting in front of broken pieces of clay and other various materials. He informed her that his true name, his real name, is Dicebro. Strella, largely unbothered by this, asked Dicebro if he wanted to join her in going to the palace. Strella wanted to get in to see Verlon IV, and Dicebro was interested in seeing if Los Colores Vivos had actually taken his mother or not, so he went along. As they approached, Dicebro asked Strella about Verlon and his mannerisms. After receiving these descriptions, Dicebro melded his face to look unmistakably like Verlon. They approached, and Dicebro attempted to pass himself off as the Scion's body double, but the guard sent word inside to check. When another guard came back to him, he was told to arrest Dicebro, and that Strella had been summoned by the Scion. Before anyone else could react, Dicebro launched void fire at the palace guards, triggering a battle in which one guard was incinerated and Dicebro was shot down as he attempted to flee. Dicebro was then stabilized and taken inside to a cell, while Strella was brought into the throne room to see Verlon. When Strella had entered, Verlon had his attendants leave and began to cast some sort of spell before asking a string of questions interrogating her about her claim to the throne. After a brief interrogation, a shouting match erupted as Strella and Verlon, both very stressed with emotions riding high due to the death of their father, finally began to communicate with some sense of transparency. After the tension ceased and the half-siblings found something of an amicable new relationship, Strella asked to see the body of the fallen Scion, and was led by Verlon to see her father's body. She was able to say a few parting words and was returned to the front steps of the palace, but this time with an emblem of the Scion which would grant her entrance to the palace as she pleased. She then went off to find the rest of her party. With a tip from Lucian and Lorenzo's mom, Strella was able to find the intoxicated and unconscious brothers sprawled out on the edge of a dock. Finding Lucian without his eye patch, having lost it in his pub brawl, and learning of his half-draconic lineage, she nursed him and Lorenzo back to enough health and sobriety to be able to go get some midnight snacks before going back to their rooms at the Gilded Galleon. At dawn, we returned to the Sunspire Chapel as Vale with bloody hands walked in for a brief moment, only to leave shortly thereafter, not, of course, without being stopped by Father Jean-Luc. Noticing Vale's bloody hands, the priest inquired about Vale's activities last night. Vale insisted that he had failed at dealing with the world's problems and fulfilling his purpose. Remarking on the gruesome nature of this method of dealing with problems, Jean-Luc asked Vale if he cared about the impact this method had upon himself, to which the Vale's response was to simply walk out silently. Back at the Gilded Galleon, Lucian was punishing himself for last night by doing push-ups with his sleeping brother on his back. When the Vale returned to find this, he joined in the self-flagellating exercise only to be interrupted by a summons from the Scion issued to the entire party. Before leaving to fulfill their summons, Strella and Lucian had a moment in which Lucian apologized for the ways his actions had impacted her. Strella graciously accepted the apology and offered Lucian some encouragement on embracing his scales. Returning to the palace, the party entered the throne room to find Diceboro in chains and already summoned himself. The new and young Scion informed the party of his knowledge of their activities the last night and the many accounts of assault that they had racked up, and even the charge of murder that Diceboro had earned. The Scion announced that he would forgive these charges on the condition the party would enter his direct conscription. Strella, Lorenzo, and Vale easily accepted. Lucian, enraged at the heavy-handed nature of this announcement and the fact that it would remove him from his ambassadorship, accepted, but tore his cloak of station off and slung it over himself to cover the emblem of the Scion, which he has historically worn. Diceboro, however, rejected entirely, insisting that Verlon was no Scion at all, and that a good Scion would not simply forgive the murder for the sake of gaining a new task force. Diceboro was hauled away, and Lucian turned on his heel and left as soon as he was given permission to, quickly followed by Lorenzo. Strella and Vale remained in the throne room, receiving a letter of marque to aid them in their first task under this new conscription. Retrieve the airship belonging to Alteran University and use it to fly up to Los Colores Vivos, where they will capture the Ravager once again and avenge the death of Verlon and Strella's father. And this is where we pick up. Lucy and Lorenzo, you guys have dashed out into the hallway. Strella and Vale, you guys are in the throne room. At your pacing, pick up your scenes there.
Because we got the emblem, like we're done now, right?
Yeah, you are free to leave. You've got everything that you need. You would be directed to go to an armory to receive whatever equipment you desire. On your way out, Verlon would note to Strella a lot more congenially. If you also wish, I understand that you have been sort of just in privateers, civies for the majority of your stay here in Aleno. You may stop by the armory. We have really anything you could want. So feel free to pick up any armor that you desire. You are more than welcome to it.
Cool.
I'll run after the guys and see if I can catch them so that they can...
Lucian is just kind of angrily walking forward and muttering under his breath something along the lines of, "What does this little kid think that he is? I've worked for this my entire life, and he's just..." And yeah, he's just an angry boy. He's upset he's spaghetti.
I'll run up to him, tap him on the shoulder, and
When you tap him on his shoulder, he just out of like, how to say this? What's the word that I'm looking for? Habit. Kind of turns around on his heel, trying to intimidate whoever is behind him by kind of staring them down, and then realizes that it's you, the one person who's taller than him. And so he like squares down on your chest and then looks up and goes, "What?"
Well, yeah, maybe don't, maybe not right now, maybe later.
that was 100% utterly ham-fisted and horribly handled. But he's giving us free crap. Want to come with?
I do.
Thank you.
Lucien, I don't know if he has the time to respond to what you just said. Because he is very much not excited about free crab, because he just lost, in his mind, everything he ever worked for. But you know what? Maybe I'll get a sword.
Yep. Come on, let's go. And like gently steers Lucien towards the armory.
Lucien reluctantly walks with him.
Back in the throne room, Strella, is there anything you want to say or do before you leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of awkwardly look around and then just in Lonnie's mind, I think it's what I was calling him.
Yeah,
be like,
yes it is.
If it's okay, is there like like something that like of my dad's that I have this bracelet from my mom. It could be like I don't know, like a necklace, a book. It doesn't even have to like be expensive. Like I don't want anything flashy. Just like I don't know. I've wondered who he was my whole life, and before I go out, I'd like to have something of both my parents. That'd be kind of cool. If you're cool with that.
Yeah, you see him thinking for a moment. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Oh, I got a natural 20.
Okay, great. So on a natural 20, what you are watching is you're watching a boy who didn't have much of a relationship with his father and is currently trying to figure out what an item of note to his father would have even been.
Fair, okay.
And so I think what you see is you see him pausing for a moment, and then just says, follow me, and then starts walking, like full walks out of the throne room and starts walking up towards not the study, but what you imagine would probably be like royal chambers, like where the Psions lived.
Okay, awesome. I'm just gonna follow behind, try and kind of not so subtly take everything in, just be like, oh my gosh, okay, wow, cool.
Yeah.
This is what my life could have been.
Yeah, you see massive, like 20, 30 foot ceilings with stone buttressing and arch. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, darling. It's absolutely gorgeous. White marble. And you are led into a room that, just upon entering, does not look like it's been occupied since maybe a couple days. Like, you know, it's not been recently lived in, even though it looks lived in. And
Okay.
he just looks at you and says, this was our father's room. And he just sort of gestures around. I don't have much of a use for really any of it. As far as like, unless you're like, I would like to take his personal journal, that I might want to hang on to more just so I can figure out how he governed, since I have not had time to review that. But if you are looking for like an item of clothing or jewelry or adornment, just show it to me, and as long as I have no reason not to let you take it, you can have it.
Cool. If that's the case, I'll look through if there's like either a bracelet would be my preference, or a ring, but I don't want anything flashy.
Okay, you would prefer a bracelet.
Ideally something simple. Yeah, and then I could just like snap it with my put it with my other one.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to invite you for a moment into the DM seat. You tell me what Strella finds and what this item of jewelry is.
Okay. I think she finds, if there's like a jewelry box or something that's kind of holding, maybe down at the kind of towards the bottom of it, she does find a bracelet that looks fairly similar to the one that she already is wearing.
Yeah.
It is, hold on, I have this written down. It's braided rope, there it is. Or braided leather, and then fabric. But so the one that she already is wearing has braided leather on the outside with a woven fabric in the middle, but this one is like reversed.
Gotcha.
And so the fabric is on the outside, the braided leather is in the middle.
Yeah. As you find this and you pick this up, give me a quick investigation check.
Okay. This is a natural one.
What's your modifier?
What in the world?
What's your modifier? You're an intelligence caster.
Yes. So it's a 7.
Okay. A 7 is enough. This wasn't a super high DC. DC was 5. It's enough to notice that while this was at the bottom of the jewelry box, or this, whatever this container is, you are able to notice that it's not been gathering dust. This is something that's gotten pulled out recently.
Okay. Yeah, I think she sees that, and it kind of stops her in her tracks to like recognize it. And I don't think she's like subtle at all or trying to hide it. Like she will like pull it, compare it to the one that she has on, just take that, and
Verlon will go, what have you found?
Just a bracelet. This will be good. It's actually similar to the one that my mom gave me.
Then I think it is only right that you have it.
Thanks.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Also, I hope you can learn more about who our dad is in the journals. I think ruling a kingdom is probably going to be really hard, but everyone talked about how good he was, and I think that even by observing, probably some of that will be passed on to you. So yeah, you got this.
Thank you. I'm not certain how well I will do, but I am hoping that I can derive some of his strategies and philosophies around ruling the kingdom to bring to my own strategies and philosophies.
Yeah, I think you can. And if you ever need any advice, right? That's like what a big sister's for. So I got you. Just know, when I come back, yeah, I can like just give you advice or whatever if you want it.
Thank you.
Stay away from weird, evil-looking men. If they say they want to be your advisor, don't do it. You're welcome.
How do you define evil looking?
I don't know. They're just like, you look at them and you think, wow, they look evil. I don't know. I just, it sounded like something.
You ever heard of the
You ever heard of what?
The ick. It's just something where like,
Ew.
All right, I will watch for people who look evil.
yeah. It's more of a like, not look, but like look, you know, if you know.
It is a vibe.
You seem like, yes. See, you're gonna be great at this. You already know. So, but yeah, be safe, and I guess I'll
Be
see you
strong.
when we come back.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you again.
Of course. You are my big sister.
Yeah. And she's just gonna like awkwardly try to like pat his shoulder and be like, okay, cool. And then just like be like, that's weird. Okay, bye.
But okay. And you run off down the hallway. We're gonna cut back to the guys as they make their way to the armory. And
Actually, I want to run out and then be like,
Oh.
actually, I don't know which way the armory is. Can you help me get there?
get back to the atrium, and then just show them the emblem I gave you yesterday, and one of the, yeah, you will be directed. All right, we'll jump to the guys as you make your way into the armory.
My dear DM,
Yes.
may I make a request for the allowance to use a different type of stat for a specific type of weapon?
Well, you can ask whatever question you want. Whether I'll grant your request, I'm never gonna tell you can't ask a question.
Yeah, I know. I want to petition you to allow me to use strength for a heavy crossbow. Hear me out.
No. I understand the reasoning. I completely understand the reasoning because a draw weight of a heavy crossbow really should require a strength minimum, but it's still a dexterity to aim.
But here's the thing, arguably, the difficulty with aiming something like that is its weight. So if I'm strong, I therefore mitigate the need for as much dexterity in aiming.
You said
I have a
heavy crossbow?
Yes, not a heavy longbow. That is a dexterity score, and probably rightly so. Should probably also have a strength
Honestly,
minimum.
I'd say the other way around.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say
a heavy bow, you need to like hold the strength. But
Yeah.
with a crossbow, the whole point is you don't need to be strong to use it. That's
Yeah.
the
That's
purpose
fair.
of a crossbow.
Okay, I mean, I'll let you give me the heavy crossbow or the heavy longbow if you want, but
I will allow so here's the thing. In my opinion, so heavy longbows, if I'm not mistaken, have the heavy property, which is to prevent creatures that are not naturally strong enough from using them. In my opinion, on a heavy longbow, that should be converted to a strength 14 minimum in order to be able to attack with it.
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a dexterity aim.
Ah, never mind then. That's fine.
Unfortunately, ranged weapons are dexterity aim and dexterity attacks.
And right though, and I thought I would try and get away with it, but it's fine.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna give you that one, unfortunately.
Just use key.
That's okay. I have a dexterity of 12, so I was like, maybe I can get my +5 to this.
You can certainly get a heavy crossbow, but it is going to be a dexterity to aim.
Yeah, I mean, I do have proficiency in it. I will probably pick one up and a bunch of quivers because it's all free, so why not?
There you go.
I'll pick one up anyways. Actually, I will. I'll pick up the longbow. They're more practical.
Okay, sounds good. You pick up the longbow. You meet the strength requirement to wield it.
Yeah.
I am just gonna say we're telling a story. Don't bother counting your arrows. That's stupid. I'm not here to run that kind of game.
I'm also.
I am.
Just a ridiculous number of daggers. Like, the scene in, like, whenever, like, in a movie, they do it for a bit, and it's like, they've got the guy captured, and they keep pulling knives out of him because he just, that many. Like, that,
Action movie 101 comedy.
Literally anywhere they fit in my traveling clothes.
Okay.
I want to say I have 10 strapped to me in various places, most of them concealed.
Okay, so Vale is picking up a heavy longbow and 10 daggers.
Yeah, probably. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Please have him count weight.
7, 8. 9, 10. Yeah, 10. 10 sounds good.
Okay, I am going to have you count the daggers.
Cool. Perfect. I can do that.
Lorenzo, Lucian, anything you guys want to pick up?
Do I have a martial proficiency?
You should have martial weapon proficiency, yes.
I do. I'm going to, as we're walking through, see a big old sword and go, okay. And I'm gonna just grab I'm gonna grab a great sword because right now I have like a scimitar, and I'm just like, that looks like it hurts more.
Yeah. Lorenzo, anything you're gonna pick up?
I'm Lorenzo.
Lucian?
Or sorry, Lucian.
Yes, I am going to pick up I think Lucian's just kind of going to walk around for a while, looking at stuff, just kind of angry, like pick up a sword, put it back, but not the right way, out of spite.
You're just gonna mess up the armory.
Not
Somebody else
that's
has
the
to
thing.
clean that up.
He's not like angry enough to be like fully disobedient. He's just like being a little bit of a turd, like a brat.
Okay. Got
But
it.
like he's just walking around, and at some point he like goes over to the like armor stuff, and he looks at the heavy armor, and he's like, I wish I was trained to wear this. It would probably be useful. Yada yada yada. And as he's just kind of walking around looking at stuff, he at some point looks over at the shields. And he will kind of look at it for a second, pick one up, kind of turn it over in his hand, and then he'll remember back to his days when he was still training under Capitaine Trudon.
Yeah.
And just remember one specific conversation that they had. It was around, like, it was during the time when he was training. It was a lesson that took him a long time to get. Because he wasn't a hothead like his brother was, but one really big thing that Lady Trudeau always had to try and kind of like beat out of him was his more gruff upbringing.
Yeah.
And his fighting style was very brutish. It was more about, well, if I hit guy harder than guy hit me hard, guy don't get up, so I win.
And in
Lady-
response to that, yeah, Lady Trudeau was like, Alternatively, you can just not get hit if you use this tool correctly.
Exactly. And so, time and time again, she would beat the crap out of him when he had whatever weapon, and all she needed was just a shield.
Yep.
And he kind of looks down at the shield. He looks down at the crest and remembers she had a very similar one.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the anger just kind of flushes out of him. And he just picks it up, takes it, and walks out of the room.
Cool. At this point, Strella, you will probably catch Lucian as he's leaving the armory.
You okay?
Yes. I think well, I'm not going to pretend that the decisions that our young king is making are in any way, shape, or form pleasing to me. But I was instructed to fight for the king. And that is who he is. And I am not fighting for myself. And then he kind of looks at you, Strella, and there's just this, for just a second, this obviously some kind of thought that goes on in his mind.
Okay.
And he just looks at you for a while. Like for a while, like for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And then just goes, "How are you doing?"
I'm all right. I mean, it's been a lot, but
For sure has been a lot.
yeah. And look, I know you're upset, but running a country is probably like really hard, and you know, Lonnie just like lost his dad, so
So did you?
just give him some slack. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did, but like I didn't know him. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm just saying like
I understand, but he had the privilege of at least knowing him
yeah.
and leaving, and he just kind of, without saying anything, he just points around. I think you deserve some of that too.
Nah. I enjoyed the life I had, so
I'm sure you did. You don't seem to me as somebody who is discontent. But I wonder. Maybe 2 brains is better than 1.
yeah, well, I just gave some pretty solid advice back there, so
I'm sure you did.
but he's gonna be great.
But he could be greater. It doesn't matter. I will go and rest for a while. I think I need
Cool.
better sleep than I got last night.
I would agree. Yeah.
And then he's kind of going to just put a hand on your shoulder and go, "Don't underestimate yourself. And also be careful with what you say around here. People still listen. Just remember."
Thank you.
Okay.
You're only taking a shield?
He kind of looks down at it. What more do I need?
Yeah, okay, yeah, get some sleep and then maybe we'll circle back in the morning. She's just gonna like
Yeah.
walk in.
And you walk into the armory, and you see Vale, and there's just a pile of daggers on the floor. and a bow and a bunch of arrows. And he's standing at the end of the armory. And Reese, I want to ask you, how generous do I think the Scion is being right now?
You would... Actually, I'm going to ask you a question in response.
Mm-hmm.
Is Vale picking stuff up according to how generous he thinks the Scion is being, or how generous he thinks he can get away with the Scion having to be based on what he promised them?
That one. Now, up to this point, I mean, a longbow, daggers, those are relatively inexpensive, but Vale is currently eyeing up one of the suits of plate armor at the back of the room. And wondering if he can get away with walking out of here in full plate armor.
Vale, you think if you walked out in a suit of armor, you would get away with it? And you don't think that the Scion would take much of an offense? But you do know how much money a suit of armor represents.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna pack one into its, because usually like they would have a backpack that it could fit into.
Yep.
He's going to just kind of slowly pack one into one of them, waiting for somebody to tell him to stop. And when they don't, he's just gonna walk out. He's gonna like go stand next to Strella, just kind of like, la da di da. How you doing?
Good. That's a lot of stuff you have.
You know what? Why not?
Well said.
You know what? Okay, great. And she's just gonna walk off and just what did I want to get? I want to get 2 daggers, 10 darts, and 1 hand axe.
You got it. Yeah, easy enough. Honestly, the hardest, you probably took the full supply of darts, because you're not just keeping darts in a full military armory normally.
You're not allowed to have darts. You know what happened the last time you had them.
I
You
don't
murdered
remember.
an innocent cook in the alternate history game that we played. Or no, it was the first live show. It was the first live show of Moody and D. You had hand darts.
Yes.
And I killed him with the hand dart?
Yeah, you did.
Bruh.
I
That
think
was
you
like
rolled a
40
nat
years
20.
ago.
I was playing the evil character.
Oh, it was the best.
That's
And
hilarious.
you guys were walking around murdering people.
Okay, so Vale makes off with a ridiculous haul. Strella comes out with almost comes out with the second most, but not by a lot. Lucian picks up a shield, and Lorenzo is picking up a greatsword. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody mark that in your inventories. And then where are you guys going from here? Are you going to the Tides and Sleeping? Are you going to the Gilded Galleon? Are you going another space?
What time of day is it? Like, we probably need one more night of sleep. Yeah?
That would be a good idea, especially since Lucian currently has an exhaustion point from staying up all night last night. It is probably about noon after your summons and raiding the armory.
Okay.
So there's a full half a day for you to do whatever you'd like with.
Well, we should probably go tell the captain to prepare the ship for tomorrow. If we want to leave tomorrow morning. Which probably
I thought
means
part of the journey was to go to the ship. The ship's in the city. I'm confused where the ship currently.
The ship, as in the voyage, is the Tides and Sleep, that's the full name of the story. The ship, as in the Tides and Sleeping. So you are to retrieve the flying ship, the flying airship, from
Currently in the
Alterran University.
Quadrat-
Huh? No, in Parai.
Oh, we're going to Parai.
You are going to a full separate planosphere.
Oh,
Guys, we're going to Hogwarts.
we are going to Hogwarts.
You guys are currently in Aleno, where the Tides on Sleeping is. What Kent was saying is that you should go let the captain know, because you're going to have to sail to Parai.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
Hey, Lucian, do you want to come with me to the Tides Unsleeping? We can let the captain know what the plan is.
Pretty sure Lucian's already passed out in the room.
Oh yeah, no, Lucian's
room.
started his travel back to the Gilded Galleon at this point.
Lorenzo.
My guy.
Sorry, wrong one.
He
was
meant
about to say.
Lorenzo.
I meant Lorenzo. I was talking to the wrong brother.
Always, every single time.
We don't even look alike.
Hey,
Yes, I am way more handsome than he is.
you couldn't have been Bob and like Bill. At least, yeah. Then it would be easy to remember.
Bob and Phil,
Our
very
mother was-
distinct names.
Yes.
Those completely
mother
belong in a high
was
fantasy
drunk
setting.
Most of our childhood.
Anyways, Lorenzo, do you want to go to the Tides Unsleeping? We can tell the captain what we're doing.
Please. Let's go.
All right, Strayer, are you going with them or are you going somewhere else in the city?
I am gonna just walk around the castle if I can. Like, if anybody stops me, just...
Yeah, you have, and if anybody tried to stop you, you know all you got to do is show that emblem, and you'll get through.
Show them the bling.
Great.
Okay.
I just want to, like... Go for it.
No, go. You're good.
Oh, I was
You
gonna
wanna
say
do
if
what?
there's, like, an art gallery or something, or, like, with, like, family portraits and all that.
Yeah.
Just kind of, like, stay there and...
Those would absolutely be along the hallways, and you could absolutely, just walk the hallways looking at family portraiture.
Yeah.
Great.
Family
Yeah,
porridge.
I think... Is there, like, a... If I could run into somebody who is... like super old servant or record keeper.
Yeah, there are a couple
like
of
that.
those. Go ahead, give me an investigation check, and while you're doing that, mark that number. We're gonna pop over to Vale and Lorenzo as they're heading over to the Tides Unsleeping.
All right. Well, where's your captain?
Probably.
We don't talk. We talk to the first mate. You don't just talk to the captain. It's not.
Yeah.
No.
We learned that lesson. I remember.
So you guys are gonna go look for Adrian Mahler. Adrian is up on the quarterdeck, or by the helm is where he would be. He'd be by the helm, at the table where they have the navigator as well.
I'll walk up to him, first mate.
Yes, you are finally back.
Yes. Have you heard the news about the good Psion's good wills or whatever he wants us to do? Have you gotten news?
No, what do I need to be in? Are we in trouble?
We're not. The boat is not in trouble. The crew is not in trouble. A couple of us might be in a little bit of trouble. I think this is the resolution to the trouble. I'm not entirely sure. But basically, we
Alright.
need to go to Perai.
We are leaving Leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
New king. You know how the king died? Big deal, right?
Yes.
New king's kind of jumping to conclusions and kind of doing whatever he wants because he's a kid. That's what it seems like. My brother's very angry about it. I'm not entirely sure, but basically,
Okay.
yeah, he's kind of like go to Perai, get on a flying boat. I don't really know. I don't.
We are going to another continent to retrieve a different boat.
To come back here to get the rock in the sky that killed his dad. It's,
You know the rock we found?
We need the airship. Got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that would demand a trip to Perai. How are we going to ensure that they give us the airship?
You
I
know,
imagine the
did
good.
he-
This is directly from the. Like I just talked to the Scion.
yeah, but do we have any
Right, like
proof
big deal, big stuff. I
Yes,
imagine
he gave us a
can produce-
letter, Vale.
of the letter? We have a writ from the Scion.
Oh, we got a letter. We got a letter. Great.
We got a letter.
Wonder who
and
it's from.
No.
Thank you for the
No!
reference. I was
Thank
waiting.
All right.
I turn into a blue dog.
You could.
I could.
Big blue werewolf. All right. So we should be prepared to leave on the morrow. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a
As
good
soon as
idea.
possible, I guess. He's pretty. Again, I don't think he really knows what he's doing yet, but he seems pretty keen.
Why are we going? Is this just to retrieve the Ravager? Is that what we are doing?
Yes, apparently we walked through like a little laboratory, something rather, and they were doing cool things to it, or some kind of thing, some kind of psychic thing. You know, they're all psychic, right? They're doing the
Yeah.
psychic stuff.
Yes, psionics.
And-
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, but they're kind of trying. I think they said something about some new kind of magic. It's all kind of beyond me, but it seemed important. You know, the old king cared a lot about it, so the young king's like, I'm not going to let them. Yeah, you know, it's the last thing that my father did, and all that kind of stuff. That's just as best as I understand it.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm.
All right.
This is why
You
I
know
was
I'm not good
always
at
the
this.
one talking.
I'm not. You know, I'm not good at this kind of royalty stuff. It's
Right.
It's not for me. That's the best. That's the gist that I understood.
All right.
I know my brother is better at it, and he was angry, so I don't think he's doing. But
Great.
you know.
I just needed to know what the objective is. We have a new objective. I will let the captain know. We will have the ship ready to
Cool.
move on tomorrow.
Cool.
All right.
Animo.
Geronimo.
We will bump back to Strella. Are you just looking at paintings? Is that the last thing you're gonna do?
I'm gonna also see if I can find like an older person that has been in the castle for a
Yes,
long
that's right.
time.
What was your investigation check?
A 19.
Yeah, so you're able to identify, you've been walking around, you're starting to clock, okay, this signifies this amount of this rank, and you find an older individual with a higher rank, which you assume will mean years in service. So he's this older, he is a Zhongxiangqi, a sort of a pale yellow greenish skinned individual with a sort of a concave nose, big pointy ears, short brown hair, almost like a nearly buzz cut, almost shaven, dressed in full sort of butler's suit with some regalia to signify position.
Hi. Hello. I am on a tour just like learning about the castle. I'm friends with the new Scion. Yeah, and this place is really cool. I was just looking at all of the family photos and does he give like gossipy vibes? Like he's willing to
Give me an
gossip a
insight
little?
check. Give me an insight check.
Did you get the
Is this
stuffy
man to
butler or
spill
like
the
the one?
tea?
Yes.
Did you
Insight
get the stuffy
16.
butler or no?
16. He looks like he's got enough of a mischievous nature to him. You might be able to elicit that from him.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm struggling with roleplay right now because it's still early, but
Yeah.
basically I just want to like kind of shoot the breeze a little bit, talk about like
Yeah.
let them share like how sometimes old people love to share like history.
Yeah. They'll
and
just
what they
tell
do
the
and all
stories.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, wow. And then eventually I'll be like, wow, you know so much. And I bet you hear like so many secrets or just, like people, there's the outward view and then there's the inward view. And I just wonder, like, I feel like with monarchies and stuff, there's always got to be like secret kids or like all that kind of stuff, and like that's I don't want like the stuffy history, right? I want the inside history, and I can tell you're somebody that's just really good at, and you probably know it all.
I do know a good bit. As far as secret heirs, there have been several occasions. It is monarchy. It is psionarchy. It is messy. It is... This happens. There was an instance with some of the more recent Charbons that had to be dealt with, but it was quickly and quietly dealt with.
Oh, like when you say dealt with, like what do you, like they no longer exist, or?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Can I do guidance on this or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you guide this experience. Yeah.
Okay. 17. Persuasion?
Yeah.
21.
Okay. Yeah, as you as you ask, what do you mean like they don't exist? He goes, insofar as it has been relevant to the Psionarchy, they are considered no longer an issue, is the best explanation that I can give. I have not been privy to the more gritty specifics, but I remember the day when I stopped seeing various different individuals be sent out. So.
Okay. And listen, I don't want to like talk bad about the dead, but the late Scion, may he rest in peace. Did he ever have like a I'm sure his relationship with the queen is incredible, but like did he always love her, or did he have like a young love? Because it rarely do people ever marry their first love, and so I just
yes. The Verlon Charbon the third had a young flame, but in his later years he came to a realization of his station and what his life demanded of him, and realized that relationship was not one which was beneficial to him or to the Psionarchy, and instead stepped into a relationship which was quite fulfilling and yielded our current reigning Scion.
Wow, that's a good sign of a good Scion, right? Willing to give things up for the sake of the position and the job. So
his father certainly thought, and it was largely part of the reason that Verlon II, stepped down early to cede rulership to his son.
wow. So okay. Were you around then? Would you say like Verlon III was heartbroken ever, or seemed down in the dumps, or did he just like bounce back and totally fine? Like,
go ahead and give me one more persuasion check. There are a lot of layers that you're trying to peel back here.
Yeah. 14. Persuasion, you said? I don't
Yeah.
think I have anything for. 14. 18.
Okay. Give me an insight check in this moment.
Okay. Oh. It's 21.
Cool. On an 18, you see that so on the 18 persuasion and the 21 insight, two things happen in this moment. Is you see that you are, and you see that this is sort of, you've trailed into it over the past couple minutes of conversation, but you realize that you've officially reached a point where you are bumping into rhetoric, into what he has been trained to say about a situation. And so I will answer your question, but your insight is also high enough to know that the answer you receive is likely not fully truthful.
Okay.
And so his response will just be something along the lines of, while he had a hard moment coming to peace and coming to terms with the fact that young flame was not a good relationship for him, he was able to step into the more advantageous relationship given a short period of given a moment and given some time.
Wow. Yeah, I can see why everyone says he's good. Like, to be able to just move and not wallow is deep and good. Yeah. Amazing.
Yes. I believe it was difficult for him, but he nonetheless achieved.
Wow, people should just listen to you talk all the time. You are a wealth of wisdom, and I know years of being here. I thank you. This is the castle tour and history that I wanted, from the people who see everything, right? That know the ins and the outs. And so, yeah, just know that you're pretty great.
Well, thank you very much. Please enjoy the rest of your traveling around the palace. It is a delight to have a friend of the Scion. May he live forever here.
Thanks. May he live
Please.
forever.
I don't even want to know the effect of this roll. I don't need to know, but I want to know that it may be. I don't even need to know if it happened, but I want to know if it maybe happened. That this guy who's lived around the Sharbons for a long time just spent 20 minutes talking to somebody who's half Sharbon, asking some very pointed questions about second children. I just want to know. I don't even need to know, but like,
I just want to know. I don't want to know. But if you tell me, I want to know.
that, like, rumors be abounding later, maybe.
Potentially.
No, I have glasses on. My eyes are covered.
Yeah, Clark Kent glasses.
I got a
there.
glasses, a nose, and a mustache on. They'll never know.
Totally not.
No, they're glasses that cover my eye color.
Oh, yeah. That checks out.
And Stray, as you finish that conversation, we are going to finish this chapter 25 of the Voyages of the Tides Unsleeping. Before we leave, does anybody have anything they want to plug?
Good.
Multi-nerds, and then you can follow me on Instagram. I sometimes post my Korean adventures on there. Rachel McKelvey.
At KoreanAdventures.com.
You can check out Magic Missile Minis on YouTube, where I do D&D miniatures and Warhammer stuff.
Yeah.
And you can also check out my band Kin, Kyn. As of now, we should have released a new single and are working on our second album. So very exciting stuff. So go check that out.
As always, Flightless Birds Twitch. I stream every day except for Sunday. Also, I do stuff on YouTube, maybe TikTok and Instagram if I finally get to it. And also, Behold Plato's Man. I am starting a second thing on. For now, it's just going to be short form, where I just talk about like the books that I've been reading and philosophy that I've been doing.
Nice. Kent, anything from you?
I'm good.
Sounds good. As always, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Tavern of Tomes, capital T in Tavern and Tomes, as well as I've been able to get started up our Instagram again. So we've got reels coming out usually twice a week on that. And I just want to thank you once again all for joining us. You're always welcome at the tavern, and come back next week because this story's not over yet. We love you all. Good night.
Wow.